Welcome to Cardano Over Coffee with your host Brian from Hero Pool, Jenny from the Blockchain, Epoch Pool, Blockjock, Darlington from Lido Nation, TCT, and the Always Chillin' Cook Time. FutureFest joins us today and we talk about making digital events for people to be extremely excited about. Then Player Mint stops by and we talk about rewarding gameplay. You can play, earn, and trade with Player Mint. Give it a try on testnet today with Epic Games FortNite. Remember, Rare Evo early bird tickets go on sale February 12th, and you can use coupon code COC10, that's COC10, for a 10% discount at rareevo.io. Let's get ready for some amazing projects that are building on Cardano. I got my coffee, and I hope you do too.
Yeah.
Looks like we got Matt from FutureFest, and then I think Poppy might be behind the FutureFest.
What's up, everybody? It's Cardano Poppy on the FutureFest account.
Poppy!
What up, Poppy?
What up, guys? Good morning, GM.
So first question, most important question for you and Matt before we even get started. Do you drink coffee, and what kind of coffee do you drink?
Yeah. I just made an espresso this morning, so I'm good to go.
I don't drink coffee. When I was in the military,
Matt, it's good to meet you. We're going to be kicking Poppy off of the spit now.
Wait, I have a whole story. Give me a chance, hero. Fuck. Hold on, I had a whole story to give you. So when I was in the Navy, I was caffeine addicted. It was long hours. You had to be up for 2-3 days straight. So I would drink so much caffeine, like in multiple forms, right? I was taking like no-dose pills, Monster energy drinks, coffee, just straight up black. And it got like to a really unhealthy point in my life where I had to completely cut out caffeine. And I did that for like 10 years. And it wasn't until about 2018 or 2019 that I started drinking like lattes and cappuccinos again. And then more recently, in the last year, I've stepped it up to 2 cups of coffee a week. So when I do drink coffee, my favorite is mocha lattes and mocha cold brews. It's like my favorite. So I keep it very low, but I do know exactly what I like. But thank you guys for having us. We really appreciate it. It's actually our 1 year anniversary since our mint. So we have, like a ton of stuff we just recently put out. Literally, like a few seconds ago, we just dropped the link for our roadmap. Actually, I'll post it up top so you guys can see it if you don't mind. And if you guys are interested, our 2023 roadmap is up. We have a ton of stuff. We really let our community know about it, especially our holders and our whales. And everybody's really stoked about this coming year, and so are we. We have a lot of great projects we're working with coming up, so it should be a very, very fun year.
Excited for sure.
Yeah, we're getting Blockjog into Future Fest.
Yeah, it's finally hit me, and I definitely want to try it out. So, I got questions, but you guys go ahead and present. Let's go.
Well, then, yeah, we definitely have answers. I mean, I also want to point out that our COO, Matt, is here. I don't know, you guys have been talking about him, but Matt is excellent with anything involving product and great explainers for everything. He made our beautiful roadmap himself. So if you have any detailed questions needed, we definitely have the right person here to talk about it.
I haven't read the roadmap yet. So I gotta take a look at it before I ask any questions. But if there are any highlights, I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, I can just give you guys just a quick rundown of what we do. Essentially, we throw these kind of digital music events kind of in a metaverse-like environment. So what we do is we create these worlds in Unity, and that allows the audience to interact with the artist and with others in real time. So we've done concerts with artists like Cascade, worked with some brands like Dirty Bird, Red Bull, Anjuna Beats, to throw these really cool, pretty much metaverse music events. And this year we're still going to do more of them, but we're kind of leaning more into more social events, other event types in the metaverse, like I said, social events, games, stuff like town halls, we want to kind of experiment with like a Twitter space in this kind of virtual space. So yeah, I mean, what you can do is our NFTs allow you to have avatars in our world, allow you to customize your avatars with those traits that are actually shown on your NFT. And yeah, it's really a really interactive experience that we're trying to make like the most fun metaverse experience that we can here.
Yeah, I guess like the point of all of it really is that a lot of virtual experiences or virtual concerts aren't really that fun at all. Currently, the industry is very, very small. There are a handful of players in the space that are doing these kinds of things. Um, they're trying and it's coming out good. And I also think that we see from our end, like especially how many like major players such as like the Super Bowl just announced the virtual event in Roblox. Uh, the big Travis Scott thing that happened in Fortnite a couple of years ago. Like these are kinds of things that are happening more and more frequently because I think more companies see the advantage of having like a virtual space where people can gather and also where they can maybe sell like some items to kind of recoup what they're doing. But for the most part, like more people are digging into the space because they see the value of providing a place for people to meet virtually and interact. The problem with those events is that they're not very cool. They're not very fun. They're more focused on like, can we build something, and can we give you like a 15-minute experience, as opposed to like what's the foundational things that makes a good virtual event that people would want to go to in the first place, that's appealing enough to go to in the first place, and also to return to. We think a lot of that is basically the shared experience that people are having. Everything surrounding that. How are people interacting? How are people getting there? How are people feeling when they get there? What kind of random events happen at festivals and concerts that we can try to recreate in the virtual world that people are going to remember and be like, damn, that was fun. Like me and my friend, even though he's in Thailand and I'm in Spain, like we met up and we had a great time, and that's going to be something we're going to talk about for the rest of our lives. Like those are the moments that we're trying to capture, that magic that you get at festivals, and we're trying to bring it to like the virtual world. But like I said, the industry is very small and it's just getting started. But like if you can think a little outside of the box, we see where this can go in the next 5, 10 years, especially when things start getting incorporated like blended reality. So like XR, we call ourselves FutureFest XR. And that's when we were talking like IRL events, like AR events, VR events, and on top of it, like an MMO experience, and having them all going on at the same time. That's going to be incredible. Again, we're in a very infancy stage of this, but that's why we thought that Cardano was the perfect place for it, because if there was any underdog, we thought that Cardano would be the best place to understand us on that.
I absolutely agree with you and everything you're saying. My experience there has been just phenomenal. I've heard I missed the last event, but I've heard you added the voice. Is that true? Is that how it works now? We used to use like voice, like I used to like hang out with friends and do voice on Discord while we were hanging out there. But I heard that you added that. Is that true?
Yeah, 100%. We just added a proximity voice chat into our event, which is really cool because we just had an event with Fever Dream Friends, and our sponsor was Skull Candy. If you guys know Skull Candy, the headphone manufacturer. So
Oh wow, I didn't know that. You had a sponsor.
we
Okay,
worked
cool.
with them to put on this event because they actually had a full line of developed 3D avatars that were game ready. So we brought them into our world so people could play as their avatars as well, not just Futurebots. But then we also added proximity voice chat to kind of like add the layer of communication. Because like we were saying, the shared experience is so important, but like it's not the same without the voice. You need to have the feeling of like, whoa, dude, did you see that? And someone saying yes. Like you need that in like a festival environment, or you just need to like, even when you like are walking by people and you can kind of hear them, the whisper of them saying something, like eavesdropping over it, like that stuff is happening now in the world. and I think Crex the Mage was on, and he was talking to some of the founders of FDF, and he was like, "Hey, do you guys have a Cardano wallet?" He's like, "I'll send you a Futurebot if you guys open a wallet right now." And so, like, you know, it was just like a nice onboarding opportunity that he had, and it was cool to see.
I think
Oh, yeah,
more Craig's have told me that.
never miss those opportunities. But to be fair, it was his birthday, you know, and we were at a Future Fest party, and he didn't have a Future bot.
Oh, Crex, you're here. Hi. Proximity voice chat is like a huge thing we just added, but we have these giant stretch goals going on for the rest of the year that we're trying to do. Especially the stuff that's in our roadmap is all things that are ready to go, and we're just putting them all together to make sure that they all fit. Matt, did you want to talk more about our stretch goals?
Yeah, I mean, just stuff we're getting to. I mean, you know, we're gonna have a Mac client, mobile app, you know, introducing a new storefront for the community because we have a ton of these crazy community interactions like graffitis you can spray on the ground, expressions, which are like these cool animated stickers that appear above your head. A lot of those things that can be community centric that we want to like kind of open up to different projects where they can be like, hey, you know, like, hey, an Unbounded Earths, you know, graffiti pack or an Unbounded Earth expression pack that we want to be able to kind of sell to users. And these aren't exactly NFTs, but they will be kind of still written to the blockchain, so you can still kind of keep that record, and it'll be available for you in game.
I have a question. Do you guys, I know that you partner with different projects and you've thrown parties here and there, but do you have a model where projects can reach out to you and say, "Hi, I want to throw a party for my community. Is it something that we can do?" Or we have events like Rare Evo, for example. If you know, you partner with them and for people that can't make it to have some sort of experience in there, is that something that you guys are working on? Is that something that you guys do? Just curious.
Yeah, we do that all the time. We're actually working with 2 or 3 groups for just some upcoming events in like March and April. So yeah, all you have to do is reach out, and then we can kind of, you know, see what makes the most sense, what works out, and you know, kind of what you guys are looking for. And a lot of times we're trying to push new features with every event we do. So a lot of times it works out really well.
Do like a pre-event. I think it kind of works too for like preamping. Like if you're gonna have an event and do like pre-party, a future fest before the actual main event, you know?
Yeah, we've spoken to a few major festivals here in the U.S. that are also looking for a parallel experience. So, for example, you'll have a Coachella that's doing, you know, a 3-day festival, and then they would also like a virtual festival that's happening simultaneously. So something that's kind of like has its own set times, has its own, you know, vibe, but that people that couldn't make it to the event can also go and hang out there. So we've talked to a few people that are very interested in doing that because, like I had said, the space is still very small, but there are so many companies that are looking to get their feet into this kind of like metaverse space. We don't necessarily like to say metaverse, but I feel like that's kind of like the term that everybody that has stuck, right? Like, there was this other company, I think it was like NBC, that was creating like this virtual game, like not really virtual anything. It was just a game, but they called it a metaverse, and I was like, well, that's not really has anything to do with crypto. It has nothing to do with like the metaverse. Really, it's just a video game. But now I guess that's the term that everybody says. So that's what it is. But people are all, like I said, very interested in getting into the space.
And how
I have,
portable
I have
it is to do something like that. I'm sorry. I don't want to
no, you can
jump
tell.
off of
Sorry,
the
I was jumping in, Jenny. You had another question there or something. Go ahead.
I was just like kind of finishing on that, just wondering how affordable is that, like an experience like that, for projects to create something like that with you guys.
What?
Yeah, I'd say good.
Oh, sorry, Matt. I think it actually depends on the scope of the project. Some things are easier than others, obviously, and then there are other times where it's like, um, we want to work with these people, but like they don't have any 3D assets created. They don't have any idea of what they want the space to look like. They don't know what NFTs are. Like when you get to something like that, then it's like, okay, well, it's gonna be more involved. So it'll probably we have to do more on our side to kind of walk you through and guide you through this whole process. But then there are other teams. Like currently, I'm working with a team that you guys will see very soon, and you guys all know very well, that's doing something, and they have everything. They have the NFTs, they have the 3D artists, they have a good understanding of what they want in their world. So it's very easy to come up with a number and be like, okay, this is what it is, and they go, yes, let's do it. So and I think it, for the most part, it's very affordable compared to other companies that are charging, like 10,000 for an event, or 50,000, 100, a million.
I'll host an event for $1 million. I'm hired. You can hire me for that.
Hold on, did you just make up some numbers there? You just threw out like 10,000 or
No,
a
no,
million.
absolutely no. There's so I know that there's a company right now that, because I mean we're very competitive, so we're keeping an eye on the space on what's going on. There's a company that created something for a big network that I probably can't say, but they did it for like $1 million for a very easy kind of event. And that's the kind of stuff that's being thrown around, like the numbers that are being thrown out for stuff like I don't like Roblox. I don't know what the Roblox deal was with the NFL, but I'm sure that was an easy million. I work in TV production, so I know that one episode could cost $1 million for them. These promotional kinds of things, these promotional events. $1 million is like a drop in the bucket for many companies. But I don't think that is happening for every single deal. I think those are more the bigger named ones. But there are plenty of events that I've seen go for like I think our event. No, actually, I probably shouldn't say it. Well, our event that we did in the past, we got paid a pretty good amount for doing that for them, and it was very, very inexpensive compared to what they thought we were going to charge them.
I'm curious what the kind of reception of these types of events are. Like, are you collecting feedback from people on these events? Because I've been to some conferences and whatnot, and if I had to just attend the conference in my basement by myself, it's, I don't know, 5% is fun as actually going, maybe even less. So are you actually seeing, like, are these events like actually driving satisfaction in the remote people? Like, are there any numbers or any data you've collected?
Yeah, I can give you our retention data that we've collected over the years. We've noticed that Twitch streams can do anywhere between like 5 to 8 minutes of retention. So that means from the second that someone clicks on something and starts watching, you got about 5 to 8 minutes before they lose interest and go to the next thing. For Future Fest, from the data that we've collected, we got about 35 to 40 minutes of retention. So we have on average more people staying playing in our worlds than people are watching on Twitch, which we think, for example, is a good metric for us to start going off of. We have plenty of events that have been like 5 hours, and there are people that are there the entire 5 hours. Also, people that are just
I'm
an
one
hour.
of those. I'm one of those. And like feeling like that sadness when the concert's over and you're like, no. It's like so sad.
The music turns off, the lights come on, and you're like, damn, I wish it kept going. Yeah, I know. We know that feeling. That's the events-based kind of thing. But I do want to point out that I think a lot of people that we've talked to also don't understand what we're saying. Like, I can explain to you, I can show you the roadmaps, I can show you clips, but it doesn't it doesn't really hit you until you play the game, until you get into the world and are actually experiencing it for yourself. Like, you're like, oh, I see what this could be, or this is not what I initially thought, and it's actually better than I was expecting. And that's a lot of the reception we're getting as well. We get a lot of that feedback where people are like, especially here on Cardano, like a lot of people on Cardano were like, oh, this is way better than I was expecting. And we love hearing that. We love that people are thinking that it's going to be something that they're going to be in for a minute or two, and then they spend the entire event just playing around with their friends and meeting new friends. Like, that's exactly what we want. We want people to leave with a greater appreciation for what we're doing than they initially thought they would.
What do we need to do to have a little coffee cup for our robots?
That's cute. We should do that. We should totally do that. I mean, we could do that. I don't think that's a problem. Wait,
Coffee
Matt, is
hat,
that a
coffee
problem?
backpack.
More importantly,
No.
what's been the hardest thing challenge that you got? You guys have been doing this for a while now, right? What's the biggest challenge you faced, and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, doing like this style of like MMO virtual avatar gameplay. We've been doing it for exactly a year. Uh, Before that, we were streaming on Twitch with our partners like Anjuna Beats, Space Yacht, Dirty Bird, um, where we had like thousands of people watching, but nobody was staying for in our community, and we did that for about 2 years, and then we actually started as a VR company about 6 years before that. So we've been doing this for a very long time. I think the hardest thing for us has been um, figuring out our lane. Like our goals at the very beginning were like, let's create something that's accessible to everybody. And as we're finding ways for people to to come into the world, we keep finding ways that we're like, okay, we need to do this now. We need to do this now. We need to do this. For like every like Steven, our CEO, says, for every good thing that has happened with Future Fest, 10 bad things have happened. We've had to pivot and we've had to adjust on the fly so many times. But thankfully, because our team is pretty small, it's only 5 of us, we're able to do that. We have that flexibility to be able to like, oh, this isn't the right road, let's go left. Like we could do that a lot. Matt, what do you think is some of the stuff?
Oh man, hardest thing. Early on it was production, I would say. I still remember when like things weren't like syncing up correctly, especially when we did live production. So we'd be like, we put our arms up in the X. We'd be like, okay, the artists start now, and then half the team would be like, wait, the stream's not started yet, or like the stream's like 30-second delayed. So we're like kind of starting, and we're like, okay, wait, are we seeing the future or the past? Yeah, I mean a lot of the growing pains, but yeah, I don't know. It's hasn't been too bad. It's mostly just trying to keep up with other metaverses and like digital platforms now, trying to get more than 120 people per server. Um, yeah, there's a bunch of things, but can't really pinpoint one.
Awesome. Blockjaw.
In total, there's a list of things that have gone wrong.
Okay, so total newbie, and I've got like my past experience has been like Farpoint with PlayStation VR, and I freaked the shit out of my wife with it, with spiders and all this different stuff. She thought they were real, and it was a lot of fun. But I'm curious: can I use that particular system in order to get onto and use your game or use your experience? I want to call it an experience, not a game.
Yeah, so we don't offer VR just yet. Like Paul mentioned before, we actually started in VR, but the thing is just the adoption wasn't there yet. So we're like, hold on, let's flip this on its head. Let's market to the widest audience possible, which at the time was live streaming. And now we're at what we consider level 2, which is, like a pancake desktop experience where you're like playing a video game. We plan to get to what we call level 3, which is VR eventually, but we're not there just yet.
Okay, that's helpful. I definitely loved the what Jenny had posted up having to do with Tom reciting ADAO stuff and then her twerking and all this stuff. There's a lot going on in that particular short little.
You can't even measure it by that. It's like a lot going on Block Talk, like a lot.
Right.
It's
so
much.
I definitely want to experience it, and then my goal is like, I know Ready Player One we're way off from that, but some sort of experience like that would be absolutely amazing. So I'm stoked that you guys are pushing towards that as a goal, and I look forward to it. But I'm definitely going to jump in here a little bit and spend some time on it. So I'm excited.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's great, man. Yeah, like, so a lot of the stuff that we were having with last year was like developing a lot of the things that we had built out, well, more like polishing. This year we're really focused on persistence. So later, very, very soon, we're going to be putting out what we call the hub, which will be like a 24/7 place where people can always come in and like interact. And that hub will actually work as a central place where it'll lead you to other experiences. So let's say we have a partner and they have a world that'll connect to the hub. So you'll from the hub, you go there, you'll use like a portal, for example, and then you'll hop into their place. But the hub will be open 24/7. So if anybody wants to just try out what it looks like to, what their future bot that they just bought looks like, or how they can mix and match NFTs to create their personal look, like that's the kind of place that you'll be able to do that at. And also, use the voice, the proximity chat just to have fun. And we're going to be experimenting with like town hall, Twitter space things in the hub. So it'll be very cool to just have a persistent area for our holders and our customers to have fun.
Like a Cardano over coffee hub kind of thing.
We could have little coffee mugs. I like it.
That makes us go faster. Just start going crazy.
It's great, but they should totally, like, if y'all work in the like emotes, you should definitely just like have an emote where they pull out a yellow cup of coffee and take a sip, and stick it back. That'd be awesome.
CNFT News actually said that they wanted a coffee mug also. It could be a whole line, guys, a whole collection of mugs.
Oh, that sounds cool. We need to get Crypto College up here and say what I want to say, because I get too excited and I start talking about this nonstop.
Thanks, Jenny. Hey guys, it's Nate from Crypto College. I think you just said that your server cap was 120 people, but you're streaming to like thousands. I'm assuming you just like sort of screen capture and port that over. But my question is, how long does, like, let's say you have a 120 person event, how long does that take to set up? Like, do you guys need like 6 months in advance, or does that depend on what assets they have on hand?
Yeah, it depends on what they need. Generally, we can build out a world in about 2 weeks. But then there's a lot of other production, like, if we need artists, then we need to have like, them recorded on a green screen, and that could be either done by us, production company, or, just the artists themselves and like set it up. So yeah, I mean, roughly it takes us around like 2 weeks to a month generally for most events.
That's a pretty quick turnaround time, truthfully.
Yeah, that's the, like I said about the ability of having a 5-person team is you're able to develop really quickly, because there's no one telling us not to, so you can just blow through stuff so fast. But also I think it's the advantage of having a 5-person team is just being able to do stuff like that. I know there's, the bigger the ship, the slower it takes to turn. We know a lot of our competitors kind of have these like, 6-month windows where they have to develop something, and it's just like a 15-minute experience. And it's kind of like, wow, great. But that a lot of people aren't going to those.
Yeah, so I thank you very much. I could sit here and talk to you guys all day long. Unfortunately, I have another exciting guest that I'm excited to talk to too. So, but anything you guys want to finish up with, just to get out to the crowd?
And when is your next event?
Yeah, definitely. When's the next event?
So our next event's going to be in March. I believe March 1st. We're actually going to be debuting the hub, and we're going to be doing it with Clay's After Dark. So their audience is going to be able to jump in and actually play with some Clay as an avatar, which is going to be cool. And then you'll be able to check out the hub and see what's going on there. After that, there will be, I believe, 2 more events happening in March. So you guys can keep a lookout for that. We're also going to have an app that we're going to be you're going to be able to download, and it'll send you reminders of events, because we found like a lot of people in our community are always like, we didn't see your post, and it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, we know. So expect an app to come out to help you guys receive messages about our upcoming events and remind you guys what's going on. Besides that, if you guys are interested, we are on JPG Store. You can check out Deluxe Futurebots and Futurebots. Those are NFTs. Those NFTs serve as your avatar in game, and also if you have 3 of them or 5 of them or how many, you can mix and match items, cosmetics in game, so you can be fresh and show off. But please, I want to remind you that we're in such an early place when it comes to virtual concerts and virtual events, and we need as much support as possible to be able to help foster the adoption and growth of this industry. So if anything we said today doesn't appeal to you, or it does, please go to futurefest.io and follow us here on Twitter and ask us any questions. We're always in Discord and happy to help and talk. And we love the Cardano community so much. We've been here forever. My name is Cardano Poppy. This is Matt. He's our COO. Thank you so much, Hiro. Thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you to the rest of the speakers and co-hosts. Thank you for your time.
No. Thank you.
Yeah, Bobby, thank you. And please, when you have an event, even if it's for 5 minutes, for a couple minutes, just stop by Cardano Over Coffee and remind us to, remind everybody. Just, we always banter for 30 minutes at the beginning of the show. So you can come up here and just do a little shout out, remind us, and we'll be there. Whatever we can do to support this, because I think it's great. It's a great initiative. It's a great project. And yeah, I'll like to help.
And if you do happen to jump into the Future Fest Discord, you better be ready to get your fucking groove on.
You also better be ready to join Team Frequency because it's the best team.
Or take a look at Team Harmony because it's probably the best team.
It's definitely not.
Yeah, there's about
Team
to be a stack on
Radiance.
Cardano Over Coffee. It's about to go down. I got a bag of coffee on Cardano Poppy, so.
Whoa. Thank you for the belief.
And thank you, Matt, as well, for being here. And Bobby, both of you. And welcome
Yeah,
to our
thank you
new
for the
guest.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Epoch, you there? You got kids crawling on you? What are you doing?
Midroll.
Midroll. Yes. Good morning, everyone. This is Cardano Over Coffee. We are at the halfway point, which means it's a good time to share and like the space. Little chat bubble in the bottom right. You can share and retweet the top post there. We'd greatly appreciate it. Get more people in before our next guest. Also, just a word of advice for everyone here is to keep your ADA safe in a wallet that you have the passphrase for, meaning get your ADA off of exchanges, especially the centralized ones, unless you want to be like Hero, who lost all his money in Celsius, or my friend who lost all their money in Voyager, or my other friend who
My
lost
whole
all their money in
$1,800
FTX.
was not all my money, sir.
I'm playing it up for the crowd, Hero. But yeah, let's pretend like Hero lost all of his money in Celsius, and you don't want to be like that. So go ahead and transfer that ADA over to a wallet that you have the passphrase for. Make sure it's delegated to a small pool that's supporting the network and minting blocks, and you are good to go. You'll be safe, you'll earn ADA rewards, you'll be on the in crowd, and you can come and brag on Cardano Over Coffee that you know what you're doing. So join us, be safe, and share the space.
Player mint to the stage. Everybody, emojis. Yay!
Good morning. This is Grant from the Player Mint team. I'm calling in from San Francisco, so I'm still working on my first cup of coffee. And thanks for having me to the host. Looking forward to talking.
Awesome. Welcome, Grant. So how do you drink your coffee?
I drink my coffee black. I like getting punched in the face in the morning. Gets me going.
That's always a good thing. I added a little honey into my black coffee this morning. Don't hate. So tell me a little bit about Grant before we get to what Player Mint is. How did you get into crypto, and how did you get into Cardano, and then how did you either found or get involved with Player Mint?
Well, I started getting pretty deep into crypto in 2016. So when I started really diving into it seriously, went through the whole wave of learning about Bitcoin, and then learning about Ethereum, and then once I saw what was going on with Ethereum, that was when I realized that there's so many possible use cases for this technology. And I grew up in the Bay Area, so there was kind of a lot of buzz and events going on. That was kind of like just when things were kind of starting to really take off, and things were starting to get a lot of attention. And then I ran into the OG Charles whiteboard video, and he laid out the different gen blockchains and going from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Cardano, and just made, it made a lot of sense to me. And really, that video and following what, the kind of like original community and Reddit, it's like, wow, this could really go places. So been in the community since then, and have long been exploring how you could combine crypto and blockchain in a way that that could onboard a whole new wave of people that have never interacted with crypto before, something that's really native to them and easy for them to onboard. And that's what led to the development of Playermint over a number of iterations.
Excellent. I was pinning stuff as you were talking, but then you stopped talking, so I stopped pinning. But it looks like you have a testnet live, and I'm sure we'll get into that. That's the only thing I got pinned. Tell me, what is Playermint?
Well, at a super high level, we built the first on any chain that I know of token reward system and token economy on top of AAA games, and it's built completely in a non-custodial way, and how we managed to do that, and this is at a high level, but how we managed to do that was we built a technology where you connect your NAMI wallet to the system, just like kind of connecting to any other dApp. And then you also then link your Epic Games account. So they provide a OAuth system similar to like login with Google into applications that you guys have seen before, but this is with Epic Games, which is your FortNite gamer tag. And then using that tool that they provide, that signs off to the wallet that this gamer tag belongs to this wallet, and then the Playermint protocol is fed gameplay data from Fortnite while you're playing, and that picks up on things like your Epic account getting eliminations in Fortnite, or where you're ranking at the end of matches, and then feeds that data, and your wallet earns XP based off of those in-game actions, and then that ranks you on our leaderboard, and then the rewards are distributed out every 5 days, aligned with the Cardano epochs, and then it refreshes at the end of the epoch, and another cycle starts. And at the base of it, we have the Playermint token that you're earning. So it's kind of like like Bitcoin mining, where you're competing with energy, but you're competing with like how well you can play the game. Essentially, it's like proof of performance, kind of in game. And then the token is the fixed supply token is distributed out every 5 days, and then we're also working with projects so that they can also distribute their assets through the system. So we're in testnet right now, but we've already we've set up and this will become more automated as we go into mainnet. But we've already got the system going to the point where you can hook up your NAMI wallet and your Epic account, and then you'll see your profile start to populate on the leaderboard. And then we've got sponsors like Cardania and Virtua, Overexposed, and so on, working with a lot of projects that are putting assets into the pool that people can earn. And then the other part to the infrastructure is that it's also attached to a marketplace. So there's an NFT marketplace that's attached to the system that kind of allows you to be earning these tokens while you're playing, and then that's fed into a marketplace where people can trade all kinds of things, whether they be art or gaming items, we have a lot of different ideas for like what this infrastructure can evolve into, and all the different things that this technology allows us to do.
Okay, that brings me to like a pond of questions. So I'll start off with the first. I think maybe the easiest one, right? Why would I want to hook my Epic account up and earn this token? Why do I want to earn your token? Like, I'm an avid gamer, right? I don't play Fortnite, so one of my other questions is going to be one Apex, and then but why do I want to even go through and do all this?
I think the most important thing is that it's fun. So we've gotten already a lot of response from our community that it just makes the game more fun to be able to earn tokens while you're playing, whether that be the player mint token or earning a token of another community that you've never been a part of while you're playing, and kind of having a reason to rank up on our leaderboard. So that's the most important thing, is that it makes the game more fun. And then what we're doing is building out what that token can be used for, and sort of like the ecosystem and the economics around it. So I can add a little bit more to that. So with the token itself, you have the supply side, which is the token supply, and the fact that you're competing for the fixed distribution of it every 5 days. And then you have the demand side, which is the utility for it, which one, it's used to facilitate the marketplace. So the transactions, we actually managed to build a smart contract marketplace that uses fungible tokens, like native assets, beyond ADA. So the PMX token, which is our token, is actually used to facilitate the transactions in the marketplace. And then also you need it to obtain a pro account on the platform. So your pro account, we kind of look at as like your battle pass in Fortnite, where it gives you it gives you reward boosts, and it gives you extra features on the platform for having it, similar to the Fortnite battle pass. And you get that by holding 3,000 PMX in your connected wallet. So if you have 3,000 PMX in your connected wallet, then you've got a pro account, and that helps create a need for the token.
Cool. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be kind of some of the tokenomics behind it, was the marketplace, but I wasn't sure. So so I take it you're just an avid Fortnite player.
I mean, I've been a gamer for a long time, playing Halo and some of the original Call of Duties on the original Xbox. So just enjoy playing games in general. The reason Fortnite was picked as the first game is because it is very easy to integrate, because Epic is continuing to provide a lot of tooling publicly that makes kind of building stuff around their ecosystem very easy, because they've got they raised $8 billion pretty recently to build out the metaverse, their vision for it. So like one of their big things is opening up infrastructure and providing tooling that people can use. And then the other part of it is that they're very known for being a crypto friendly studio. So those were the two things that went into choosing why Fortnite first. But we're already thinking about what other games we want to add. Yeah, we want to perfect the system with one game, and then once we're feeling good, then we can start adding more games.
Totally understandable, right? I would like to put my vote in the ring, and that would be Apex Legends, sir. So
yeah, we'll be putting out polls and stuff, so definitely look around for that and add in your vote.
And for anybody who plays Apex Legends, feel free to add me. It's Cardano_hero pool. So guess what? It's even easy to find me.
I need to play more. I really need more playtime in my life.
It's my getaway, right? I try to play some Apex at least every other day for like an hour. I'm not that gamer that I used to be for like hours and hours, but I'd like to get a little bit of time in. Crypto College, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. Thanks, Hero. I also second Apex, and I'm ashamed to say this on stage, but also League of Legends. I don't care. It's a guilty pleasure. But I do. So it's a popular concern in crypto, linking your wallet to central entities. So, and obviously, if you've purchased something with an Epic account, now your name's tied and there's a link there. What would you say to quell those concerns that someone may have for that? Would you recommend maybe making like a burner account?
I think that's always a good idea in general. Like, I think that you should probably, when you're using applications, like any time that you're clicking links with your wallet, I think you should probably have one wallet that's meant for a step away in storage, and then one wallet that you're using for interacting with stuff. For us, our system is fully non-custodial. So we built everything using Plutus smart contracts. So our system never holds anybody's assets. And I think that's one of the big things that enables what we built to work so well, is the fact that it's all the infrastructure is non-custodial. So again, like no user assets are being held in any centralized custody. Everything is kept in the user's control. Yeah, I mean, those two notes are the primary things, and I think that's generally good advice, or good thing for people to do regardless.
What about from the perspective of Epic Games? Are they? Is it a push-pull kind of thing, or is it just you guys pulling information?
So we use the actual OAuth system that they provide, and then all that it does is you get like a pop-up, and you sign in with your Epic Games, and we don't hold what your username or password is or anything like that, because that's all done through the infrastructure that they provide. And then it just signs off on like this is the wall. It basically just confirms that that this Epic game owns this wallet.
Excellent. So, with that being said, I need to know, where do I go if I'm a FortNite player? How do I go about doing this? You said it's pretty easy setup. Where do I go to start the process?
Yeah, it's super easy. I'd also definitely recommend checking out our light paper. A lot of what I'm saying is at a high level, so I think it's definitely worth diving into. I think we made our light paper pretty easy to understand as well. You can find that on our website. But right now we are in testnet, perfecting the system, working on any bugs that pop up once we have actual users playing around with the system. So you can go to playermint.com, and there you can either launch up the application, or you can also check out the light paper from there. It's a super easy process. I mean, I used to do like game battles and whatnot a long time ago, where we'd like wager cash against each other in Call of Duty, and you had to go through the process of finding an opponent, creating a lobby with them, whatnot. This is super easy because all you do is connect your wallet and sign off your Epic Games account, and then you just play like you normally would from there. So
when you said you're in testnet, do you have a date, or is it? You don't got to give me an exact date. Is it 90 days? Is it a year?
Well, it's the only hurdle for us at this point is smoothing out any bugs that pop up. It's, we're definitely not a year, more in the range of like, in the ballpark of a month, I would say. And that's just kind of dependent on any bugs or whatnot that users are able to find. But so far things are looking really, really good, and that's kind of the general ballpark that I'd throw out.
So I was just thinking to myself about doing a video of all the playable games that are out there on Cardano. You got like Tavern Squad and Super Bowl and Pixels and the artist formerly known as Ada Ninjas, and there's quite a few playable games out there in the Cardano ecosystem. Have you guys had conversations with a lot of projects, a couple projects? How's that kind of going? And do you plan on implementing those projects into earning your token or their tokens?
Yeah, well, we've been building this for quite a while, so we've gotten to meet a lot of different gaming projects over the years of being in the community. So we built a lot of relationships, and we already have gaming projects that are sponsoring the prize pool and putting their tokens in the reward pool, for example. And then we're also working with lots of projects to supply assets for the marketplace. So yeah, I mean, one of the big things that we're working on is collabs, and how different communities or games can utilize the infrastructure, because I think like that'll be one of the big next steps, is how can the infrastructure that we've built be utilized by other projects in different ways.
Yeah, and I think it's important that I think projects kind of get involved in this type of thing together and try. Because blockchain and gaming right now isn't. You go to a normal gaming thing and you say blockchain and they kind of laugh at you, right? So we need everybody working together on this to kind of solve the issue of getting people into gaming on blockchain. And this, I think, is a gateway for that, right? Where the normal person who plays FortNite all the time says, I can earn this token and maybe go, use it for this, that, or whatever. So it's a way to onboard people. So I commend you on the hard.
Yeah.
Do you see CIP?
Do
Do you see CIP 68 changing anything for you?
Sorry?
Do you see CIP 68 changing anything for you? Because I see it changing the way gaming is done in Cardano. Is it going to affect you guys? Do you have any plans to do anything with CIP 68?
We've actually been talking about it internally. We have it took us about over a year to build what Playermint is and get it to the point where it's just a few steps from mainnet. So right now our focus is around making sure that what we've got is super polished and ready to be flipped on from testnet to mainnet. But that, along with a number of other things, are kind of things that we're looking at of like, okay, what's like the next step going to be, and how do we want to advance from here? So we have talked about it internally, but for now focusing on getting the mainnet.
Which sounds like you're not too far away, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any questions in the crowd, please feel free to request, come up and ask. Anything that you kind of want to make sure that you get out into the world?
I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, definitely check out the light paper and play around with the testnet. You get a much better understanding of what it is and how it works through messing around with it. So, and it's playermint.com, and from there you can launch the testnet and also check out the light paper. And we'll also just have a bunch going on over the coming weeks. So come join the community if you haven't already.
When you get Apex, I might join the community, but when you get Apex, then I might start it.
Sounds good.
See what I'm doing here?
Yep.
Go ahead, Crypto College.
Hey, so if someone heard this and they were like, I'm in 100% in, what should they do like right now just to like future proof their spot in your system? Like buy a certain NFT or a certain amount of tokens?
Yeah, well, I would say two things. One, come join the testnet so that you get familiar with how the system works before mainnet flips on. One of the things that what we really wanted to do was, before we had a token that existed, we wanted an ecosystem and like the DApp to exist before the token existed. So when mainnet comes on, that's going to be, when the token starts. So definitely, link up your account. We also want to get to like a certain amount of live users before we go on mainnet, so that there's a live ecosystem before of players before the token starts getting rewarded and used in the system. And then the other big thing is grab a founder NFT, which is our NFT collection. We have one purple and one green founder pass, and that's going to be your along with ongoing utility on the platform. The big immediate thing is that's going to be your early access pass to the platform. So if you have a founder NFT in your connected wallet, you're going to have exclusive access to the main net for the first 5 epochs. And that will include being able to use the system and earn the token for the first time, and also participate in the PMX sale if you so wish.
Excellent.
It's so glad to see like people that have been here for a long time still kicking and building. It's just really nice to see you.
Yep, of course.
Hell yeah, I'm excited, especially when you get Apex.
I really need to start playing more. I have to find the time. I block my time and I don't add game.
Listen, you gotta have game time, man.
That's my issue too, Jenny. Same thing, man. I really need to get back to it.
Just like an hour, that's all. That's what we need. They don't need to be unless you're grinding. Unless you're grinding an epic drop,
right?
And it's like only spawns every 16 hours, and
you just gotta sub out an hour of your Netflix watching or whatever you do with some gaming here and there.
Yeah. So thank you again for taking time up, and please, when you're ready to hit mainnet and how everything's going, stop back. Let us know. Man, I might have to start playing some FortNite so that I could earn some tokens on Cardano. That makes me want to just play FortNite to earn tokens, right? Just because it's on Cardano. Like if it was on Ethereum, I'd tell you to go.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It should be a good way to onboard people.
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna. We kind of look at it as like a portal for onboarding people that haven't done anything crypto related, and we have a multi-month marketing deal already signed with a gaming Fortnite content creation group that has a 10 million person audience. So we're gonna try and bring a whole bunch of new people into the space.
That's cool, and that's a great the fact that you can take streamers who stream Fortnite when there's a shit ton of them, and a lot of them have a lot of people that watch, which I don't quite understand. I would rather play the game, but hey, to each their own, right? That's like a great resource for you guys.
Yeah. I think that once you have that kind of creator player economy or community system using the platform, from there's lots of different token economy things that you can do with that.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you all go. More than welcome to hang out if you want. The last, I guess, about 25 minutes of the show, we're just going to kind of shoot the shit, and I'm going to probably mute Blockjock 2 or 3 times. Oh, wait, he's a co-host. Never mind.
Hold on.
Thanks for listening to Cardano Over Coffee. I'd like to thank our guests today, Matt and Poppy from FutureFest and Grant from the Player Mint team. Remember, we'll be in Denver, Colorado for the Rare Evo event on August 24th through the 26th. Tickets go on sale February 12th at rareevo.io. You can use coupon code COC10 for 10% off the early bird tickets. Again, thanks for joining us, and remember to like and subscribe to enter into our land grab giveaway for one Clavers plot by sharing one of our videos on Twitter. Make sure that you tag Cardano Over Coffee in your post.